Wow, it is Wulzy. Welcome back to finishing your unfinished levels. The first episode I think was a success. We have named 0 by Nencod now. This is the second episode, randomly generated from the Google form. We have a bit of design here. This might be a little bit difficult for me to actually add on to. Okay, so this is the part I have to decorate, I believe. The ship section, pulsing stuff. I got this. I do this in my sleep. I mean, it's design work, but that's fine. So we're here. We need to add a block design or something to start us off. I'm thinking of just putting some dark background. There are 30 colors in this level apparently. Dark background little blocks here. And I'm gonna put this glow piece behind them on black. Okay, 2 is black seemingly. Put this on B3 and 10. Cool. And then if we make the first block invisible, I'm assuming you've used group 1. Thank you. I think we can then make like a little colorful bridge by moving these ever so slightly and then increasing some of their brightnesses and their hues just a little bit just to vary them. Do that and then stick this on the layer above just because I don't want it to overlap and look ugly. Let's go super bright for this one and then hue the other way. Okay, so we have a bridge there. We can kind of just copy paste that. I'm going to build helper this whole thing, but first I'm going to link these objects together because I might want to reuse them. They're good to have. So let's just group these 70 to 72 if they're free, of course. I didn't use next free last time and that was my big mistake. I'm going to put a move trigger next to it, 71st with like 0.2. 0.2 is a very fast move time. We got to test this out. Put like minus 80 downwards on 0.5. The goal is for these objects to fall as we go past. I keep accidentally clicking that screen and then flashbanging myself. Check this out. That looks good. And then we build helper them across. And then boom, we have this little cracking bridge, I think. We're going to call it cracking, even though that sounds extremely British. Cracking bridge, mate. Are we going to pulse these as we go past? I think we should, just to copy their own color. So if we put HSV on 0, it's going to copy whatever it is with the brightness that I add to it. I'm going to actually add it instead of timesing it because it's so dark that if I just times it, then it's not going to really work out. Can we see this at all? Okay, the glow is really ugly when I add the brightness. So, okay, if we do that, then it should be better. Nice. You see the difference that timesing and adding makes? It's kind of weird to explain because I don't 100% understand. Yeah. Let's do this. Just ignore the fact that there's a giant circle over the HSV button. We can probably hue this even more just because this level's a lot more colorful than I'm giving it credit for. So we go from purple to pink. Neat. So now we need a version of these blocks without any movement to go on the top. And we're just going to copy one of these blocks and flip them upside down. We're going to have some sort of pulsing pattern here. We can scale them down now, just so they're not just regular sitting blocks because those are boring sometimes. Could probably copy the colors. If I turn off link controls, I can do that. Probably increase the brightness on them by like 0.4 on the times. Okay, we need to add something maybe that pulses. We're gonna figure that out. But first, let's just go for these things. Let's just go for 31 and go black blending. And then give this a group number 77. We need to sync the ch. Okay, we're gonna make background pulses too. Start off with that because those are easier to actually sync, believe it or not, because you can see more of it at a time. We have to manually do this because we have a couple of speed changes. I mean, it's kind of lame, but it works. Okay, I have an idea for what I'm gonna do with the background itself, but we're just gonna get the sync in first. And then we're just gonna give the creator a big open-ended pulse. That's gonna be like a 2-second fade out. Since these pulse triggers are working off of the background color itself, if we make the background like press default button, for example, and then we make it go brighter than it was, and then the next block make it go darker than it was, and the next block make it go to the middle, and then kind of have it dance around that point so we can have a super bright one, and then we can just copy paste this 4. The background should kind of just like, yeah, it's teetering there, you see? It's fading back to a color that is constantly changing. The background's kind of just constantly flashing, but it's also syncing with the We're not going to worry too much about the size of the blocks. We're just going to try and put them in the center. I personally don't like working with mini blocks. I know people that do. Totally cool. I just don't vibe with it. I find them hard to decorate, so I'm trying to use like actual ones, like actual blocks instead of mini blocks, which is kind of strange. Why did I just uncheck ignore damage, dude? What am I doing? My brain's not working today. Let me just scale a few of these up and down. But then let me just take these objects real quick and link them all together like this. Oh, maybe we shouldn't. Hold on. We're linking triggers and we're linking the blocks. This is going to be the easiest way forward because watch this. When I copy paste and move it back and to the left, we want the triggers to stay there because we want this extra layer to move off a little bit earlier, but we want the blocks to move. So now we have 2 sets here and the bottom set is going to drop first. And my triggers are now messy, but I don't care. I could not care less. See how this dropping looks? It's not terrible. And the nice part now is I can add like a foreground decoration layer, which is literally just going to be this thing to my belief. This can go on pink, which was a background blending, if that exists. Yep, number 6. We go plus 70. It changes in opacity? What? It looks okay. I just expected it to look better. We can just manually set the pink. Also, that's an idea. The hue is on it. Lol, didn't change that. I mean, that's the pink we want. I'm going to make it pulse too. So we're going to go back to our black blending. We're just going to press the reset unused so that color channel gets deleted. Oh, a bunch of these do. Awesome. Well, sorry about that, Mr. Creator, if you had plans for that. You can't actually undo that, so that's unfortunate. Pulse for group number... Oh, what was it? Are you kidding me? I can't change this group. I have to actually click the button. Why? Let's just make it that light pink. We can add little details to them, like the little shine objects. We can honestly just add a block like here. This is a nice little overlay block. It's cool having the details be so bright when the blocks are so dark and just having them overlay. And I should probably add strings to these. Boom, 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 boom. Cool. So we can just add those to any floating objects and then have the pillars in elsewhere. And this is going to really build up our structuring and make it make more sense. Because these objects kind of just float away and we never see them again. Can we add spikes to the edges of those? That would be kind of cool. Because the song is like really intense. It's like ba 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 ba. We gotta have these move for sure. We gotta add these to 76 so they kind of just shrink with the pad that we use. Like boom. There we go. Goodbye block. Boom, boom. Okay, we should make them go a different hue. How different is that? That's too different, right? Yeah, the colors are wacky, like literally wacky. 0.1 and a 0.15. We can probably just repeat these a little bit. So just have 91 start after 92 goes. Where else can we put this thing? We're not going to use it for all of the block design, but we're going to make it work for what we can. It's slightly nerfing the level, I have to say, but hopefully it just looks cool and makes that makes up for it, I hope. Anyway, you see how that twinkle works there? And then hopefully have 94 on a pulse. Pulses on pulses on pulses. It kind of overrides the other pulses, but it looks cool. Every 3 blocks or so, we can just gradually creep it up and then have it go all the way up to 180 and then kind of just dissipate out. So then go to like 90, 45. So it's a bit steeper on the way down. And when the song's like, it kind of changes, right? Yeah. So I wonder if we can take those and then add pulses for a new group. 95 with like 0.1 and 0.05 like up here. We can then have black blending details, right, that start off as invisible. So if we add this to group 95, the 0 copies it from itself. But we don't want that because it's invisible. And we used a multiplication. So multiplication of 0 is 0. If you think of it opacity-wise. There we go. We have that little flashy thing in there now. We're going to have different scales of these just on top. It's so short though. We can probably just add like another set right here in between. Yeah, nice. I'm gonna have a bunch more details in there, I think, that use that just for it to really pay off. So let's put this on top of saw blades and stuff. If we just paste the values from what we have, I'm going to do something questionable, which is take these pulse triggers and set them to object color and make them black, because I feel like that's a good opposition to the pulses here. We've gotta have a background or something there, dude. It's so uncomfortable. Or get this, we have some sort of pillar that kind of gets wiped out, but it's on black, right, in the background. B4, don't fade, don't enter. Give it a new group 96, which is going to be on half opacity. This probably already exists in the level, but I want the control here. And they're going to move in the background. Before we even get there, we need to make them move quickly towards the player. 5, they need to move like 250. No, that's not enough. 500. No, they need to move more. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, too much. So let's go like 675. And then we give each pillar a group. 98, 99, 100, and 101. I'm going to do 0.5 exponential in. I'm going to go up by like 300. Let's go. Let's just see. 3, 4. Okay, it works. We just need to add a little glow piece on the bottom 4 times. We can scale hack this, please. Thank you. We have to do this individually because each one has a different group assigned to it. So we have these. I'm probably going to make them, instead of being black, copy the color of the background. obliterated this guy's colors. I apologize. Okay, so that's a bit more in color with the level, and it's also pulsing, which is cool. We're going to copy paste and then just scale it down, and hopefully it doesn't break. It probably will. It doesn't break. Wow. B3, but it's going to be background blending. So we have lines on top of lines here. They're literally way too big. Okay. Move them more and then put them on like 1.5. Nice. So we have a little double layered background just with a couple of stripes here. I feel like that matches the style. So here, let's just make a different line effect for the background here. 113 is the lock group for this set. So I want these to wiggle on and off screen. So let's just go 107, 220. That sounds like a good number to me. And then a couple of blocks later, 108. And we're going to just copy paste all the way until 112, just so it's a little wavy pattern from top to bottom. And then we move it the opposite way after a while. So maybe after a second or so, we just move them back so the movement doesn't finish. Wave. Oh, that's so far off the screen. Interesting. So we have to lock this closer. It's kind of off to the side. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. I'm probably going to change the numbers to 240 instead of 220, just so it moves faster a little bit and a little more onto the screen. Because I like the setup we have. Then we need a set on top, and then we get these two things. We copy paste. We go to edit to layer 3. We go B3. We go don't fade, don't enter. Then boom, boom. We build helper just like that. Then we scale up a tiny bit and move it to the right, and then go background blending, maybe a bit more to the right, and then flip it upside down. Move these more to the left, and then increase their movement time so that there's another layer on top of what was there that's gonna be moving in a different... Dude, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. I just want it to be like a little blurry effect, but you can barely even tell it's there. Okay, fine. I guess we have double of these triggers first off, and then we scale down, like, boom, and then just put them on like a 1 second or something. Because we need more triggers, so we scale them down so the gap between them is less, and then we have less move time to fit with that. And it's already happening. Wow, that's not how that's supposed to work at all. I mean, it works. It's just kind of like, it's so weird. Do we make those blocks move too? I feel like we do. So much work is popping up from this little endeavor that I made with the move triggers. We may have used like 4 billion groups, but that's fine. Minus 70. Yes! The default colorfunk looking blocks here. And then adding black pulsing squares on top. It's lazy, but it's going to do the trick, I think. That looks kind of cool. And we can do something for the spikes. What do we do for the spikes exactly? Do we just take one of these? Let's do this. Okay, wait, I'm actually cooking. Hold on. Because then when I copy this square, I can add chains to it or something else that is more interesting. Like one of these objects, like the pipe one. We'll just do a chain because that's the first thing I thought of. And I want to stick to the fact that the guy put chains in the level anyway. Oh. It's usually a bad sign when I sneeze during recording, but I think this one's went pretty well. So we just need to add like air decoration, and this should be kind of done. It looks a little bit ugly. I should probably do some groundwork here. No, it looks good to me. And we need some sort of... Let's just add brightness up the wazoo. I don't know why up the wazoo is my new buzzword, but it is, and it's great. I love it. Air deco. Something like... this. Let's just put this on black. Oh no, background. Where was background? No, number 5, right? Yeah. So we put this on the B1, sure. Why not? And we need 91, 92, 93. Gotcha. So let's just go up a little bit. Starting with 90, 91, 92. And then we're gonna flip that and put it a little bit to the right. We can probably absolute scale this on itself and put it on the layer behind. Maybe a bit bigger, and go brightness down, and then go absolute scale this again up to 2. This is kind of pushing it, but go down again. So hopefully it's a bit more thick. It doesn't look like an arrow though. Let me nab this and add like a string to it. Not bad. I mean, it could be better, could be worse. I think I've done a decent job here. So let's have a look from the beginning, just see how I've slotted into the original level. Oh boy. This one's a bit more crazy. There's more glow and stuff, but I think we've done a decent job still, like right here. Yeah, this fits in. Okay, I've done a decent job. And then you can do something else, maybe with the glow here. Because I kept the background there, right? Let's see how far I can actually get with this, because I kind of sucked earlier. Okay, I almost did it. Well, that's named 1. I will contact you on Discord and give you a back. It was nice to work in someone else's style and have to actually do decoration. That does it for this finishing your unfinished levels video. Thank you so much for watching. Check the links in the description, leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.